Welcome back, Ultima Weapons. It's the Night Sky Prince again, and less than 24 hours ago, as of me writing this video, a Reddit user named DeathChaos25 was able to data mine Dissidia NT after being able to dump its contents. What he found is essentially the entire roster of the game planned so far, as well as some new stages that look to be planned as well. If you guys saw, just earlier in the week, I put out a video from a thus far reputable source who had leaked every character thus far on Season Pass 1, and it looks like he'll turn out to be completely right. Yuna, Snow, and a new FF11 representative, Kam Lanat, originally thought to be Nagmalata, all have text data referencing them on the disc, and they are essentially confirmed to be the first Season Pass characters for Dissidia NT. But here's where things really heat up. It seems on the disc they've already planned out Season 2 characters as well. First and foremost, let's start with the one you guys have been most vocal about by far. It does seem that Tifa Lockhart will be returning to Dissidia Final Fantasy in Season 2. Not only that, but we'll also see another character that has been adamantly demanded. Zack from Final Fantasy VII appears to be coming to the game as well, making Final Fantasy VII the most well-represented game in NT. Laguna, Prish, as well as Judge Gabranth will be making their way into Dissidia NT as well, according to the data mining. And yes, even Gilgamesh will be coming to Dissidia NT. Also, from this data mining, we've managed to discover a brand new stage that should be coming to Dissidia. Thus far, new stages have been free and don't require any Season Pass content, so you won't need anything other than the base game to enjoy these. It appears there's text files mentioning winning over 100 ranked matches for a stage in Lucis. This seems to indicate that there is in fact a Lucis stage coming to Dissidia NT, which of course makes sense. We saw Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy Type 0 both receive these stages via free DLC. As things stand right now, Final Fantasy 15 doesn't have any representative stage for it. It is kind of worth noting that Lucis isn't anywhere in particular because it's literally an entire country. That said, given the style Dissidia NT's maps are in, my guess is that it would be the Insomnia Castle Courtyard. I guess this means we'll be there as young Noctis in Dissidia NT before we ever actually will in Final Fantasy 15. This does show a great deal of promise, and Dissidia is doing quite well in Japanese arcades, despite the fact that the console version isn't performing nearly as well as Square would have hoped, or that I personally would have even hoped. I do want to see them continue to support the game and add new characters. You can only imagine at this point that this is leading up to some sort of Super Dissidia NT release, which is eventually going to have all the characters, maps, and probably a bunch of exclusive content packed into a much more complete, content-filled package than just what we have right now. And while all these character announcements are really great, the greatest concern with this game so far has been the lack of quality of life support. Final Fantasy 15, a literal single-player game, received monthly updates that were hugely substantial, adding new features and content that greatly improved the gameplay. Dissidia NT, a game series that is already perfectly formatted for the games as a service model, has barely received any quality of life updates, still lacking a much asked for ranked 1v1 mode or improving the state of current matchmaking, which as it stands currently takes ages to find anyone, and if it does, they're usually computers. And of course, the game still has no PC release in sight. While Square is attempting to use these character announcements to respark interest in the game, and to a varying degree it did work with Renoa, honestly, showing more concern with the game's quality of life would be a way better decision than just doing more character DLCs. But what do you Ultima Weapons think? Are you more on the hype train than ever now that Season 1 and Season 2 characters are essentially confirmed? Or has the lack of the game's quality of life updates still kept you away? Subscribe, click the bell icon, and let your voice be heard in the comments below. And if you really love Dissidia NT, like you'll wait that full 10 minutes to get matched up just so you can play the game, be sure to head on over to our Facebook group, Ultima, Square Enix plus JRPGs, where Tifa is already on the disc from day one. Link in the description below.